Hello, fifth graders. We are on lesson or unit 24, the second part of the lesson. So we did the actual lesson yesterday and we're into guided practice already. So let's go ahead and look at what we are practicing. It says that Eli, number 13 is where I'm at, I'm sorry. Eli is stacking unit cubes in a box. He partially fills the box, pauses, and says, the volume of this box is 18 cubes. Explain how he found the volume of the box. I want you to pause the video, write your idea, and then turn the video back on so you can listen to the answer. The way he was able to find this is he was able to look at this one is a 1, a 2, a 3 in the front row, 3 on the back row. So we have 6 in this row, 6 in this, I shouldn't say row, 6 in this layer, 6 in this layer, and 6 in this layer. 3 times 6 is 18. That is how he found his answer. So that's what you need to write down there. Let's look at number 14. Zoe said that a box that is 1 unit wide, 2 units long, and 3 units tall has a greater volume than a box that is 2 units wide, 3 units long, and 1 unit tall. Is she correct? Explain your answer. There are a couple of ways that you could do this. You could, let me get my mouse out of the way. You could draw a box. So the first one she said, let's get my corners here. She said it's 1 unit wide, 2 units long, and 3 units tall. Oop, 3 units tall, too long. Or the other box that she had, that box, she said it was 2 units wide, 1 unit tall, and 3 units long. So we're using the same numbers in both boxes. If you notice, I'm going to change the color of my pen. We've got a 2, we've got a 1, and we've got a 3. We've got a 2, we've got a 1, and we've got a 3. We are using the same numbers, so those are going to have the same volume. Now, to explain why would they have the same volume? Well, let me erase what I've got here. Let me find my pen. Get that all erased. Okay, back to my red pen. The reason is because when we find volume, volume equals the length times the width times the height. So even though the height and the width are switched around, it's just like multiplication. It doesn't matter. So those would both be 18. Down to number 15. Each cube in figure A and B has a volume of 1 cubic unit. Which figure has less volume, A or B, and explain your answer. So if I look at A, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I have 2 rows. So that one's going to have a volume of 10. This one has 1, 2, 3, and it has 3 rows back. This one's going to have a volume of 9. So you're able to see that volume A has more than volume B. Next page. Number 16. Use what you have learned to complete this task. Niall uses 16 blocks, each having a volume of 1 cubic unit to build a rectangular prism. Draw or build. Well, we could just do one layer. Let me see if I can do this. One layer. And have 4 by 4. So it could be 1 layer high and 4 by 4. Well, that's a terrible picture. I would have to redo that. Draw a model to represent, or I could, and I suggest let's do it this way. Let's go by 4 by 4, and then I'm just going to make my box seem like it's 3-dimensional because I know it's hard to draw that. So that's not very good either, but at least I can tell that that was supposed to be 3-dimensional and it's 1 layer by 4 by 4. That's the hardest part, drawing a picture. Look at your model. Describe the number of layers and the number of blocks in each layer. Then describe a different rectangular prism that is also the volume. So there's more than one way to do it. I could do 1 by 4 by 4. I could do 1 by 2 by 8. Could I do 2 times 4, which is 8, times, what am I trying to, what's my volume? 16 times 2. So there's a couple of different ways that you can do this one. Okay, now it is time for you to actually do some practice. So you want to read your example. You want to look at answer number 1, answer number 2, number 3. And you want to go to the next page, answer number 4, number 5, number 6, number 7, and number 8, making sure that you understand all of it. Remember to pause your video while you're doing your answers, and then you can come back and check it. So guess what's coming up next? The answer key. I know they're small. Remember to try and enlarge it as much as you can. Ask questions if you can't figure it out. Here are the answers to the practice page so that you can check and see how you did.